timing third base, Dream had a hell of a lot more units than you would normally have at that time.
True.
He was moving out. That time when he chased the Stalkers all the way back, he checked for the third, wasn't there, withdrew. Great play by Dream. And then Seed's like, well, I mean, we're both sitting on 2 bases. Both of us are Code S material, so we know we can't kill each other. Time to take thirds. They both take thirds, but Seed was going up for that kind of higher tech, wasn't ready with it, and when the Liberators get into position near your bases, it's so difficult to break. You have to meet him out in front of your bases, and he wasn't really able to do that. He was in kind of a wonky spot.
Well, let's see if Seed can come back. Game number 2 is going to be on Orbital Shipyard. Seed, a very bright player, but he just seemed to be getting outmaneuvered there. Not quite on top of the harass that was coming at him. He's going to have a more solid game than that if he expects to beat a player like Dream. In the upper right, in the blue.
MVP Chicken Maru. CD.
Chicken Maru. Cheers, guys. Yeah, their sponsor, a fried chicken and beer joint. I believe it's a chain, actually.
Yeah.
In the bottom left, in the red.
SK Telecom T1.
It's like there was a single restaurant.
If it was a single fried chicken and beer restaurant, I mean, that would
explain
we'd be a
why
little bit
Seed
worried
was
about.
late. You couldn't afford Subway fare.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm like, it's hi guys, I'm Tasteless from the United States. I'm sponsored by Joe's Hamburger Place. It's pretty good. It's kind of on par with Applebee's. I would recommend you try it out. Thank you for supporting me in esports.
Did you know I've never eaten at Applebee's?
But you're from the Northeast. I don't know
They
if
have
they
Applebee's.
Oh, they do have Applebee's there.
Just never went to one.
They're like, yeah, they're okay.
They're okay?
They're okay, yeah.
How do they stack up against your and my favorite TGI Fridays?
Yeah, that's Fridays is beating them bad, man.
Oh, yeah?
But,
man.
Fridays is still being chased by Ruby Tuesdays right now, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Tuesdays can't ever beat Fridays.
I've always been much more of an Olive Garden guy myself, though,
yeah,
so.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever eaten at Olive Garden either.
Yeah. All right, from Australia, thank you for coming
Good day.
down. Good day.
More like good night. It's dark out.
Wow. You really are the best caster there is, Artosis. STV coming up now to do a little bit of scouting. Traditionally on this map, we see people expand into the back because why not? There are possible timings, though, where you can hit them on their third base.
Mm-hmm. And, in fact, that's the most popular way right now in the current metagame for Protoss to play this matchup.
That's right.
To try to just hit kind of a sledgehammer attack as that third is being taken and force a lift off. You generally don't kill the Terran with it, but if you can get them up their ramp, it becomes a little bit difficult for them to really get anything done. We've definitely seen a lot of Terrans struggle with that, but with each day, each week, people are figuring out newer and better ways to deal with such things.
The Reaper continuing to bounce around the map. Now the Adept pressure comes on. We have the robotics facility here. All right. Well, we want to keep our eyes peeled for when Terran is taking the third base.
He's just getting a starport at the moment. I'd like to see him teching up. It's also interesting to note that he is skipping Cyclones. A lot of Terrans still making Cyclones in this matchup to just have some defense against early Warp Prisms.
Seems like a lot of Protosses have chilled out on the early harass, though.
Yeah, well, Terrans have gotten so good against it, and Adept Warp-ins are just not nearly as strong as what they were. Yeah. So that -1 damage, man. Oof.
Oof. Indeed.
That's what I'm saying. After watching those Adepts beat Leenock, man, we got to take another damage away. I think Protoss will never beat Terran again, but that's just the way of things, I guess.
Wow. So we have observers being made here. Let's keep an eye on how many observers he actually gets. Some Protosses get a good amount because they want a spot for drops. Others will only get 1, and it looks like he's not making the Warp Prism, so we may actually see some pressure coming out here.
Yeah.
Normally, guys, a good indicator of when the Protoss is going to move out is shortly after their Warp Prism has started.
Yeah, that's quite true. Like, at least the Warp Prism will be out there. Maybe bring some Adepts along with it or something. But I guess, what's a little bit different, what he's doing? Because this is kind of like that familiar build that's very safe. You know, he's getting through gateways, observers, a Twilight. The Twilight's a little bit later now, though.
Yeah, so later Blink then.
Yeah, quite a bit. We'll see. It's flying out now with the 4 Adepts.
They're both dropping each other.
Yeah. Looks like it will just straight up be an Adept drop, and that definitely could do some damage. We don't have a Cyclone or anything like that, so he should be able to get quite a few Warpins. And Adepts still are pretty good against Terran.
Okay, here come the Widow Mines now. Immediately broing, but he does trigger that pylon cannon. Note the targeting there. Nice job. Making sure to get that one closer to the bottom first, since that one's more likely to pick up and run away. And the Warpins are starting here. Now, what's at the... Ooh, nothing's at the front. You left the front door unlocked, bro.
Uh-oh, you don't want to do that. He's going to go after this reactor. Quick, burrow your reactor. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's going to get it.
Yeah, that's a nice little pickup.
Stim's not done yet, by the way. Ooh, is he going to do it? He's just poking in, I think. Oh, okay, yeah, he's just
that was the last second. God. Well, continue warping some more units. Wow, the medevac actually almost walks over everything. Nice little force field there.
Really good job harassing up here.
Quick pickup, though, there by Dream. Really strong move. Like, not like it did like a ton of damage, but to get a reactor, to get a depot, and just kind of annoy him like this, I like it.
Yes, he's playing much better this time around in this game. Now, Stim, this was a good timing to pull back, by the way, because Stim is just now finishing for Terran. And that's when it's time for Protoss to start defending. Drops do so much damage if they do manage to come in, and you're not ready for it. And he's going to be using this.
He's super ready. Dream is, that is.
But yeah, that's
making that turret as well.
Yeah, smart move there. Terran has to get another base up here soon.
We do see that same type of style coming out of Seed here once again, making the Immortals. He has a few sentries, getting Blink, a bunch of gateways. He's going to have a very strong ground army coming up here. Seed trying to get something done with the Prism. And it's okay if he doesn't, like, as long as he's not really losing much. Even if you lose like an Adept, hey, you're taking small risks for good rewards.
I don't know about this push out here.
Oh no, yeah, this
is like not a thing.
Yeah, I wonder if he's like...
Oh, okay, he does have an army after all.
The thing is, he has, like, Blink as well, so, like,
yeah,
that could go
really
wrong.
Really dangerous, right?
Yeah, I could see him, like, trying to get, like, a Photon Overcharge, but, like, would that even be at the front? Wouldn't that could be in the back, too? I don't know. That seemed more dangerous than need be.
Now, when this Adept upgrade is done, we should see a push here for Protoss.
Yeah.
And they want to try to push and smash... I think you were saying Sledgehammer, the third base that Terran's going to be taking.
Yeah, Smash is not strong enough for
Hulk
what
Smash,
that
maybe.
many Adepts will do. Okay, so I think I understand now what we're seeing here. Look at this. He's drawn the units up or out, and now he gets to drop this back natural. This is actually very nice. Like, he feigned aggression at the front with that little stim in towards those pylons, and Seed just completely went for it, assuming that was what was going to happen. Now he's out of position, loses this Nexus, and almost everything gets away. This was a fantastic move by Dream.
Big plays by Dream.
Fantastic.
I really like that. His supply might look, well, it is lower, but that's because he was giving up some units to get that Nexus.
Yeah. He's in good shape. He is, but he needs to be able to live through this next attack, and this is a good way to try to do it. Setting up some liberation zones, getting a missile turret, putting down Widow Mines. These are exactly the type of things that you need to do against this style that Seed is showing here once again.
By the way, the placement of the Widow Mines is pretty important because Protoss is going to try to blink in on top of the Liberators to try to gun them down. So what you want to have happen is for the Protoss to blink in on top of the Liberators, but also be on top of the Widow Mines.
Yeah. That's like the combo of those two together makes it very difficult for Protoss to deal with it, like in an entrenched position. Definitely something every Protoss has a bit of trouble cleaning up. It's okay, though. When those Liberators lose one range, we will have no problem whatsoever.
Okay. He's got the Warp Prism ready. Now, note, the rest of the army is not actually here, so it doesn't seem like he wants to do any kind of follow-up attack.
Yeah. He may be looking at this and saying, oh, God, I took such a bruising on that back natural. You know, nothing has really worked out so far. None of my harassment didn't do that much. Maybe it is time to just upgrade and take that forth and play the defensive game.
Here comes that drop coming in here now. Before the attack starts, it's 61 probes. See how low that number can get when he actually starts to come in. Also, the other Nexus in the upper right has finished.
Yeah, that's important for him to have that in mind. He does have the mothership core here in 4 pylons. So if he's quick, he can definitely do some good defense. Okay, a Widowmine drop does come down, and this draws Seed's attention over here.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Yeah, the mothership core going over there. Dream right now is masterfully pulling his attention around and abusing him because of it.
It's pretty incredible dismantling of Seed here. I have to say I had higher expectations of Seed, but also Dream's playing really well.
Dream is playing fantastically.
Oh my God, just get the Templars.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh, okay,
but,
can't do that.
I guess it wasn't meant to be.
A little bit of an overextension there. Might have been better if Dream had just backed off.
Still a Widowmine left there, so that's an issue. 31 probes have gone down. Ouch.
Oh my God. 134 supply to 171. Man. Well, there are a lot of ways that Terran could play from here. I think probably the best one is to just max out and then do an attack over there on that top center base, or the third base is also doable, but I think maybe top center is a little bit easier to take out. And expand while you're doing that. Probably, I would say expand to the center left here for Terran.
You know, I got to say, I love how Dream has been playing this game. Like, everything about it. I'm like almost just like going into a meditative state, thinking about like the way that he has played this game, from hitting the front, having one medevac out that the stalkers went to chase, and then zooming into the back natural, using that Widowmine drop to draw attention to the front so he could drop in the back and kill a bunch of probes once again. Like, everything that Dream is doing here, even his defensive measures, like with the Widowmines plus the Liberators together, seeing the unit composition of Seed and realizing what he might be doing as a possible attack. Just Dream is playing phenomenally here. It's great.
Yeah, he's really got a deep understanding of how this is operating and how to, you know, not just harass, but to develop into a later phase of the game where he's just going to be pretty dominant. By the way, 2-2's almost done. This may be the moment that Dream has been waiting for to trigger the push.
Yeah, and he's getting a bunch of ghosts as well, which is like awesome. This is what he needs to be going for, and looks like a ghost going to try to take this out. No, that snipe didn't work, I guess, but lots of ghosts being made, which is kind of exciting. I'm not sure that Seed really has the type army to deal with this. You know, he has quite a few high Templars and whatnot, but when you start seeing lots of ghosts, you know, I have personally really liked players that are willing to go into Colossus tech against that.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the better ways to do it, because the ghosts do end up clumping up, so you can really punish them that way.
Yeah, one of the few things that really has the range to punish a ghost that are trying to pick off at your army and throw down EMPs and whatnot. Looks like Seed is going to go up and start to attack here, and we actually have Dream vastly out of position.
Yeah, kind of a surprising moment here.
Yeah.
Now, where is he going to go? Is he gonna, oh, well, hold on. This angle's actually still pretty scary. Protoss has to get out.
Yes,
like
indeed.
now. Oh, nice storms, though, on the Widowmines.
Yeah, dealing quite a bit of damage right there. In fact, Dream is coming out once again, and coming with a flank from the side. A lot of force fields do go down to make sure that he's going to make it out of here. Some EMPs do land as well, though, and picking off a few of these Liberators.
Okay, it looks like he's actually going to try to chase them all the way across the map here. Occasionally, you can try to fly the Liberators in, make the Liberation zones right there. If they do try to stop and attack that, the Stim Marines are going to start doing more damage. We're seeing a little bit of that here already.
Look at this, a lot of these expensive units being picked off. He continues to stim and run forwards. Just a gateway-based, kind of basic army here for Seed is all that's left.
I think he just stims in and kills this.
Yeah, he very well may. I'm not sure exactly the health on all these units. Some of them have been stimmed multiple times, but does it really matter? He's got enough medevacs here. Seed being pushed back to the wall.
That's going to be it. That's game. Seed just left an army that's not sophisticated enough to combat Marine Marauder.
Wow.
GG, cool. Dream
looking great.
Moving on up. She's going to face off against Hero.
I'm getting chills, man. Like, Seed's in good shape right now, too. I think Seed's
he really is.
The best StarCraft he's played in years, and like, Dream just tore him apart.
Dream actually made Seed look obsolete here.
Yeah, you know what? Seed didn't give him the proper respect. Like, when Terrans are playing like this, you almost have to assume they're going to do the scariest thing that could happen. Like something small you see somewhere, that is a diversion. Make sure that you're looking elsewhere to try to counter whatever they're doing to actually damage you.
We are going to go to a short break. When we return, we're going to go to the winners match in today's GSL Code S. Stay tuned.
Mr. V, it's yours. Yeah, and right now we want y'all to move back.
언제나 있는 그대로의 맑고 깨끗함을 지켜가라고. 겨울을 잊은 강물이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성사이다.
We are hope.
We are honor.
We are courage.
We are justice.
We are compassion. We are determination.
We are harmony. We are Overwatch.
just so I know that I'm not dreaming. Safe until the night is gone. Run for
the 2016 Hot 6 GSL Season 1 Contest. Hot 6 GSL Contest Group B. Hero, Reno, Seed, Dream. Welcome to GSL. Energy of Power Hot 6.
I don't know if Seed knows how to wear a jacket after watching that little intro. He's got like the sleeves not on his arms. He's wearing it like it's a cape. It's not a cape. It's a jacket.
It could be a cape if it's Seed, man. He's pretty superhero-esque, except not in that game.
No, not in those games.
He met his kryptonite that game.
He certainly did.
We are going on. Oh,
that was a rough one for him.
Yeah.
Like he's been playing well recently, but Dream gave him the runaround. Can he fight against Hero on equal footing? I wonder though.
I'm not sure, man. What?
I'm waiting to hear if you can fight against Hero on equal footing.
Was there like a pun there that I didn't get?
No.
Okay, start the cast over. All right, we'll just run that intro again here.
See,
We're
I
off
make
to a
eye
bumpy
contact
start.
because I know how to talk with people, so I'm like, yeah.
No, but
so
you're more like,
is he going to be able to play against Hero?
I think so. I don't know, man. I'm actually a little bit worried here. I think Seeds is probably not going to get out now. Just seeing how those games went, I thought Lenok played a lot better than Seed did. Seed got wrecked pretty hard.
Yeah, like, I mean, a failed cheese, you can't really blame him for that. The macro game was, like, pretty sick. Yeah, I don't know. This group is really up in the air right now. I still feel like Hero is definitely going to get out, but...
We really underestimated Dream here.
Well, yeah. I mean, we know how good he was last year, and we just haven't seen him that much. So he kind of was the wild card coming in. We've seen the other three guys playing a lot.
I think Hero does win this match, but maybe 2-1. What do you think?
That sounds about right. Like, Dream really knew what he was doing. But the play I saw, even though I really liked it, total fan of the way he played that out, it's not something that Hero can't stop. Hero can look at that and be like, yeah, okay, he's gonna hit somewhere lightly and then hit somewhere hard seconds after. That's something that you can prepare for.
Coming up here, Hero versus Dream. I think pretty much everybody agreed that Hero should be getting out today. I don't know how many of you guys out there really thought Dream stood a chance. I know he's very good. We've seen so many games from Seed here, but might be wrong.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Look at Hero with the James Bond pose.
Well, I thought he was making a backwards L. So when Dream looked at it in the mirror, he'd know he's a loser.
Oh, man. All right, well, we are almost ready to start this match. A lot of pressure here. If you win now, it's an easy and narrow escape out of this Codes group onto the round of 16.
Yeah, I'd be the third player to get there.
Every player would ideally like to avoid the loser's match. It's tough, and it's been a long evening by then.
Especially in this group. Like, this group is pretty nasty.
It is.
Everyone here is looking, like, pretty good. Like, Seed has had, I guess, the worst games of the night, but he's looked good everywhere else, so...
All right, well, we are going to be going on to Prion Terraces.
Yeah, it looks like Laralac Crest right there. I know that they changed the gold minerals. I didn't think they'd change it this much, though.
They've changed it to no minerals now.
Yeah, it's looking a bit different.
Our game's loaded up. Let's get ready. Let's do this. Hero versus Dream. Tell your friends to join us here at the GSL Codes. In the upper left in the blue, he is.
CJ enters Hero.
And in the bottom right, in the red, defeating seed.
SK텔레콤 T1 Dream.
Still with a jacket on. Maybe it's a magic jacket.
Maybe he's cold.
No, I'm going to go with magic jacket,
Yeah,
actually.
no, you're probably right.
I think it's just magic jacket.
Yeah. I mean, how else would he play so well if magic wasn't involved? I mean, he's on a computer. That's a magical item already.
Flash sprinkled magic fairy pro gamer dust on it, and now it has the powers to make you Gosu. Wow. Yeah. Me and my magic Gosu jacket. From Bulgaria, thank you for coming down.
The Dutch are here. HF. Yes, I do love you, Thermal. He's a great player.
Yeah, we got a good number of non-Koreans in here. Really appreciate you guys coming down, checking out some StarCraft 2 here at the Africa studio. And we are just going to go ahead and see what seems to be normal openers so far here.
Yeah. No big surprise there. You have to get your expansion up quite quickly on this map, of course, because of those gold minerals. And these are like the really safe ways to do it on both sides. So.
And there is a second gold base here that we almost always see players expand to. Since if you don't and your opponent does, then you're in a bad spot. Yeah,
and in fact, it's even kind of, in some ways, easier to defend than the other one. It's like, I guess it's slightly far away in some ways, but there's no like high ground that runs down to it and stuff like that. There's just like a lot of ledges around that other base, so just kind of makes sense to take that a lot.
And he does manage to drive back that Reaper here. Still waiting to see the definitive tech here from Protoss. I would suspect it's going to be our standard route. You know, going to get a few stalkers up here, robotics facility, get an observer, try to play it safe.
Think some blink and stuff like that.
Yep, yeah, for sure. Some blink, trying to just eat up those medevacs as they come in.
Sure. You know, and he already got to see Dream play on this map tonight, and Dream's style was to have a very strong army on 2 bases before taking his third, which I think was a very good choice because the extra minerals can really
This is actually a rush over here. He can actually get the reactor if he does this right. Mothership Core now coming up here. Small number of Marines up here to help defend.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get some damage done as well. He's going to follow up with a starport also.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's quite powerful indeed. This is like he's not really able to mine from that gold base right now, losing a reactor, which means a bunch of, his production.
The follow-up target's pretty smart because it's much less Marines being made if that reactor's been taken out.
Now this is like a really smart and nice move. Like, especially if you look at the way Dream already played against Seed, he wasn't like pulling punches against Seed. He wasn't like playing below his level or using like random builds.
Well,
so the fact that like he did it this time against someone who hasn't been making cyclones and has maybe been being a little bit greedy in the early game, this has worked out very well for him.
I'll tell you what I really like about the Sartosis is that the Terran is not mining the gold while the Protoss is. So beyond this just being a bit of a nuisance, it's also actually pretty smart. Oh! Can the Adept maybe get over there and get that cyclone?
That's what he's going for.
Oh, baited in there.
Oh, and he's going to get everything with this.
Yeah, this attack actually goes on. So because Terran can't mine from the gold base, Protoss gets such ahead, so ahead, such an ahead, man.
They let it go to their head, more like it, tasteless.
That's really cool, because normally you do a rush like that, and it's like, okay, good job. You hurt some of the Terran's units, but it's not the biggest deal. Uh-oh, but Hero not watching here. This Reaper might be able to allow this game to even out a little bit.
Definitely a very quality attack did go on there. We do have the Reaper doing some harassment. And, well, it's some pretty decent harassment for this Reaper that normally isn't going to get too much value later in the game. In the meantime, we do have an expansion to that gold base. Hero really taking his lead and running with it. And look, this looks fantastic for Hero, I can't lie. Right now, the fact that he's taking his gold, we do have the 3rd command center coming up and like a siege tank and stim on the way for Dream, and if that doesn't scream, I can't attack you for a long time, nothing does.
I like the way you say that. That is so streaming. If I can't attack you, then I don't know what can. Man. That's good. We have the attempted harass here from Dream coming up. I mean, this is really all he can do because he lost so much. There's a degree of expendability here with a Widow Mine.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not high risk, but it can be somewhat a high reward. And he's already going to take this out. So Hero just getting more and more ahead as the gold base The second gold base, I should say, finishes up over here. I think Dream is almost by default lost this game.
Yeah, like with Hero, just knowing how good Hero is, the fact that he is in this type of position at the moment, look at that, he even tags that to make sure he kills it. Like, Hero's, I'm getting chills right now.
He's
Hero
so
is
perfect.
so good at this game. It is so ridiculous. Like, he is not going to let up either. He's making more Phoenixes, getting the Glaives, going into Robotech, and Dream just can't mount an attack yet, and Hero's completely aware of this and abusing it completely. And by the time Dream takes his third base, Hero will be ready to kill the third base.
Yeah, I think that there's almost not much else to say in this game. I mean, the third base is being taken. It looks like it's actually going to be the blue base, which even if it were to be defended, would not allow Dream to get the lead that he needs here.
This is... I like him taking the blue base here, because the normal base.
It's blue. It could
it's
be
like
blue.
Gold, blue. Like, we need other color minerals. We need purple minerals, which are halfway between both.
That's right. And red minerals, which you only get one mineral per each time you mine it.
Yeah, but it's a really safe expansion. And we need green minerals, where like if you mine it, it hurts
It
the
gives you
units mining
gas
it.
for some reason.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, I would love to have
Some
that.
of these ideas aren't even actually that far-fetched, Artosis.
Yeah.
All we need to do is
Green
get into
minerals.
that map editor.
And then you need a blue geyser that actually lets you get minerals out of it.
That's right, but you have to spend gas to build on it.
Oh my gosh. And the workers cost gas that go in it.
Whoa.
And then we switch the cost of gas and mineral in the game.
Wow. Oh, I think we're about to see the end of this game.
Here this is. He is going ahead and attacking into this third base and going to lift up the siege tanks. Exactly what he needs to do. And his Adept's doing some pretty good work down there, I would say.
Marine's doing a decent job here picking up. Needs to just get that one last siege tank. Uh-oh, but there are more Adepts here. It's okay.
Yes, indeed. And you know what? The missile turret definitely did a good job. And in fact, Dream's defense here overall is really, really strong. Like, Hero almost went above and beyond trying to get this attack going. Of course, he's killed a ton of SCVs. He's lowered the actual army supply, but
he might have actually picked up and lost too many Phoenixes. I think he tried to pick up all the tanks at once, but then the tanks weren't dying as quickly.
Yeah.
And then the Marines actually took out so many Phoenixes. I think that might have been handled better. I don't think it's going to matter in the long run of things, because I think the next attack or two here, Hero ends up winning anyways. The tank count's still reduced enough that not everywhere can be covered.
And, you know, he's getting a blink in the fourth base as well here. So I think it's all right. Like, even if he loses every Phoenix at this point, he's going to be okay as long as he keeps him back in his base for now. And in fact, with this medevac, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Okay, he might actually just ghost right on top of this, and that's what he's going to do right here. Yep, oh, wow, the Marines are actually going to stim and just take this out.
All right, well, he does clean it up. This doesn't actually do much. Not a lot of SCVs killed off. Some of the army, of course. The thing is, behind this, Hero's got a really nice economy. He's still got enough army supply and everything. He's just like reducing unit counts, so attacking is very difficult while he techs up.
Okay, he's going to come in here now, try to get some of these SCVs. I think he's actually not. This is not the way to play here. I think this is.
He's overdoing it at this point.
He actually did this in some of his other games as well. I mean, Terran actually at this point in time has defense everywhere, and you know what's funny about it, Artosis, is actually now it's Dream with the supply lead.
Yeah. Well,
he might even be able to just attack him here and kill him. I'm not sure. There's double Colossus.
Yeah,
but
Colossus with range, like, we don't see actually any Marauders being made, and that's how you would actually like go about killing off this type of thing. Either Marauders or Vikings. Like siege tanks, I guess with the medevacs being able to pick them up, they're going to do a bit better than previously, but like a siege tank Marine type build anytime previous to Heart of the Swarm, I mean previous to Legacy of the Void, would just get crushed by Colossus tech.
Yeah, very true. Also, you got to note there's with such a heavy focus on medevacs, they don't really have ton of answers here for the Colossus because of the way this game is sized up. Great tagging there.
By the way, he does have quite a few wards down.
This is smart. It'll just delay. Just call them stasis wards.
Stasis wards.
I'm like, thank you. I love that you named that ward after me. I'm going to assume that ward must be really good if you were.
Yeah, it's really good. Look at those Marines; they're all frozen.
That was definitely a tasteless ward right there. Well, Terran's going to try to push right up through the middle here.
The Tasus ward is the ward that gets one Zergling in it.
It goes off against the one Zergling, and they still manage to actually make the expansion there.
All right, now Blinkstalker Colossus is the name of the game. There's a lot of siege tanks here. This is very interesting. I haven't seen two armies like this actually hit each other.
The Disruptors, when they come out, are going to be pretty scary here as well.
Yeah, the siege tank's a little bit slow. He can pull out of range of most of them pretty quickly. We do have these Disruptors.
By the way, gold base for Terran, the other one on the far right, still not taken yet. And it looks like he's going to have to initiate.
All right, well, I mean, this is pretty scary here by Dream, but here we go. Hero blinks forward, coming forward with this Colossus as well.
Great Disruptor usage too, hitting that tank at the top there.
Yeah, and it looks like he may just have way too much. Going to be able to wipe out most of this. He does actually do some fancy micro here with the siege tanks. But the bio is just dying so quickly to these Colossi.
The Colossus is just more basic, right? You can just keep walking forward and zapping and micro it back. There's a little bit more finesse required with a tank to pick it up and then relocate it down somewhere.
Yeah, like if the math favors you with the Colossus, it's pretty hard to mess it up.
That's right. And of course, Protoss can more easily go back and keep warping in, whereas Terran has to, really be on top of his army.
And look, during all this, he's taken a 5th base. Yeah. So that's pretty good for Hero as well. He's started up his 2-2 upgrades. Definitely a little bit behind on that. Dream is going to beat him to that. And we do have Vikings on the way, but is it too little too late?
Okay, he's coming up now. He may want to back up. In fact, the Stalker count's low enough that the few number of Vikings here, I think, is already enough of a threat.
Yeah,
he may have, in fact, overextended here.
I'm super surprised he actually went for a full-on attack here, just because, like, this is like attacking across the map with like Broodlords or something. It's like, well, no, you need things under them.
He can actually still lose this, man.
Yeah.
If he loses that many Colossus.
Totally. Look at this army. This is very scary. He's just got Blinkstalkers right now. Blinkstalker doesn't beat Marauder Siege Tank.
If he gets in this position, too, he can go over to that gold base on the left and hit that. I think Hero got a little bit sloppy here.
He did. There was, like, if he just retreats with his 4 Colossi, maybe he felt like their value was going to deteriorate because of the Vikings, but he needed at least 2 more warping rounds of gateway units there to actually have some beef underneath the Colossi so that something as simple as the Marauder couldn't just kill him.
Man, I got to say, really a bungled game here by Hero. It's kind of sad because we were talking about how great he was playing, but then you watch him throw units away like this.
Quite a faux pas there. I mean,
he's coming up now. Now, this base is getting close to being mined out. I don't think he can actually stop him from coming over here to the top right. Immortals are going to be pretty handy, though. That was a good move to switch into Immortals after he lost the Colossus.
Absolutely the unit he needs against the huge amount of Marauders that have been coming out and rallying across this map. In fact, those Immortals doing sick damage right now. A lot of medevacs left over here. He wants to be careful not to lose them, but he just continually rallies up more Marauders. Is this Dream or is this Maru? Well, it's Dream because it's Code S.
No, Tosis. Okay, he's going to keep pushing forward. That's it. Hero taps out.
Wow.
GG. I'm not sure if Dream won that game or it was just Hero losing it.
Yeah, it was definitely a throw. Like,
yeah, he really messed that up.
He did mess that up without any doubt. The fact that he attacked into Dream, like, Hero had 5 bases.
Look, he's not too bothered by it.
Yeah, he's like, I can't believe I did that. Like, this is such a bet. If he just waits and makes more units, he's on 5 bases, 2 more bases than his opponent.
Yeah.
If you just, like, make units for, like, an extra minute or 2, you are probably just going to roll through anything that he has. But he attacked with a huge amount of Colossus with a tiny amount of tanking units. Like, it didn't even matter which units he would have had there. Like, could have been Stalkers, Adepts. Could have just had High Templars, no energy in the front. Like, just something so that...
Can we point out how absurd it is that Terran won that, given the situation? Terran was still on 1 gold base that entire game.
Yeah.
And it probably had mined out by then, and Protoss had 3 bases mining and just actually screwed up so badly. I mean, a general rule for, when you attack with Colossi is when you have a large army underneath it. You don't have like 3 Stalkers or 3 Colossi and you're like, let's go.
Yeah, definitely not. Well, Hero knows. He was laughing. See if he does better here.
In the upper left, in the blue, our Protoss player.
CJ enters. Hero.
And in the bottom right, in the red, he is.
SK텔레콤 T1 Dream.
I wonder how Dream feels after that game. Because part of it is, like, he knows that Hero really messed up, right? Like, is that a big confidence boost, or are you just going with it?
So this is a really interesting thing, actually, Tasis. I'm really glad you brought this up, and I think that this is definitely something in the future of esports that needs to be explored a bit. Like, what does that do to Dream's mentality? What should it do, and what does it do? And it's like, I think it shows that Hero is human and does make mistakes. Like, he was playing an unbelievably fantastic game before that. Like, he got ahead with the Photon Overcharge rush, and then he just, like, wrecked, like, did everything perfect with his buildings, with his units, got way ahead. Dream had a nice little try to come back. And the thing is, like, Hero was so far ahead, he was, like, throwing in his adepts and not killing his opponent with them and, like, just backing up. And, you know, so it shows that, you know, he is a person with flaws, but Dream looking at that must be like, ooh, he made, like, a couple mistakes there, and I did end up winning, but I bet
overall it would improve his mentality, though.
Yeah.
Any game where you basically lost and then you won, that always feels great.
Yeah.
Because it always feels good to win, right? But, I mean, especially when you should have lost and you still got the win, that has to feel amazing, especially in winner's match, where if he just wins one more game now, cheese, Hero messes up, or Dream is just a solid, better Terran player, he moves on, you know? And, I mean, anybody who's played in any tournament knows you'll play against people that just completely screw up sometimes, and you got to take that win.
Yeah. No, I mean, you should take that win. I mean, the thing is, everyone does screw up. The reason why we're kind of harping on Hero here, well, it's a few reasons. One, he's, like, basically the best Protoss in the world for years, and two, he played the game basically awesome, and then did this kind of boneheaded attack. So
yeah, from start to finish, he was making great plays and was, you know, ahead for most of it. But then he just had these attacks. Actually, you know what it was? Strategically, he was perfect, and the ideas behind his tactics were perfect. But then when he actually attacked, he screwed up. Every one of his offenses, he was losing.
Do you know what? Yeah, that definitely is right. Like, he definitely wasn't being offensive correctly after the initial rush. It actually kind of reminds me, if we were to liken him to a StarCraft 1 player, would be to Stork. Like, in every way he was wrecking, and then it was, like, just not necessarily perfect.
Yeah, it's like you leave the game thinking, like, that guy was really good. That's just kind of weird that he did.
Like, he had so much. Like, what the hell? Like,
I'm definitely stealing that build, you know?
Yeah. So, anyways, it was kind of cool. This game just pretty standard from what we've seen. We do have that Warp Prism coming up rather quickly here for Hero. Medevac on the way. Maybe going to see a mine drop coming out of Dream here. Does see the Widow mine with that shade if he was looking carefully.
Okay. Warp Prism coming up now, although I don't believe he's going to be doing much heavy offense with this. He might just try to do some drops here and there. And I'm saying that because we see the Forge coming as well, which means he's going to be upgrading. And once again here from Dream, this has been pretty consistent with the way he's played Terran versus Protoss throughout today. He likes to get that Widow Mine drop. And by the way, his Widow Mines have, like, connected every single time.
Yeah, he's had quite good Widow Mines, like especially against Seed.
A jarringly surprising.
Yeah. If they burrow, they're pretty good to go.
Yeah. He's going to come back now.
Hero's had solid. He's solid at his defense. Let's see here. Dropping out. He's like, all right, I'll one-shot the mine. You drop it out.
Come at me, bro. He's like, all right, I'm going to come at you. Just not over here. Q medevac boost.
Soon.
Oh, maybe he'll fake it and actually just dart back down to the bottom.
Could be.
Ooh.
Oh, this is a good move. I like this.
Oh, no, nothing about this is good, actually.
I would like to see him try to blow up that probe, but...
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Put that right where he has to, you know, it's a very bad spot. He can't build there until that's taken out.
And look, this drop actually is doing something. He dropped out the adepts he wanted to attack Dream with, which has greatly slowed down the speed and the power of the Warp Prism that's across the map. And, of course, he knows that there's Warp Prism out because he saw it. So,
yes.
You know, these are good, valuable things that this Widow Mine fly around, this Widow Mine tour of the Protoss space is doing for him.
Yeah, right. That's actually the tour bus right there.
Yeah.
Medevac actually like, over here on your left, we'll see 5 adepts.
It's like a double-decker one, but it's got Apollo's voice.
That's right. Certainly
Over
Apollo
here,
would be near.
some cheeky adepts.
Some cheeky adepts.
And over here, a cheeky pylon. Look at that cheeky Nexus.
Okay, I think he's going to try to come in now. No? Yes, he is. He's going to try to move in. Well placed. We have a Stalker over here, and the Mothership Core is ready. And, you know, it's funny because most games, if we see the Widow Mines headed in the medevac towards the base, they always are dropped.
Yeah.
This is one of the only games where it's pretty much been a very cautious play. And I think Dream realizing that Hero should be playing more cautious this time, unless he's like Rogue on Wednesday, where Rogue just kept messing everything up and eventually choked out of GSL Codes. He should know that he's just going to have to be very careful to not end up feeding into Hero or doing anything like what Hero did, since he only has to play one more solid game to win.
Yeah, yeah. Now, we do have a Colossus about to pop out here. Kind of interesting he's going for Colossus this early. No Colossus range yet. But even just one single Colossus, it's a great unit to have, and it can throw Terran off for sure into anti-Colossus tech when they might not, Protoss might not be even planning on making anymore.
Yeah, it's really easy for Terran to accidentally overdo and have an imbalanced amount of air units against whatever the Protoss army is. And here's a Colossus now.
Yeah, and that definitely does sway the tides. Now we do have this Widow Mine drop finally coming up.
Oh, and he's not pulling. He's not pulling.
Oh! Wow, really nicely done. 7 kills. So only one of them got to shoot.
She's driving him back here. He needs to pick up, though. He needs to back up now.
Yeah, it's just about time. Actually runs right up to Burrow. Widow Mine doesn't really work out. And blink forward, a smart blink forward there. Realizing that this is all that Dream has over here. Definitely should have been a pullback there.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get some medevacs with this. Nicely done. That's too bad. Dream was doing really well until he over-engaged there. I'm not sure what he was thinking. It was pretty straightforward that would not work, you know?
You know when I know it's bad for one of our players is when Sojung comes over and gets ready for the interview.
That is so true.
Sojung's walking over. Sick tells.
That is so true.
She's like, oh, guys, Hero's dead.
Yeah,
like
that's
Hero's
what she's decided it. She starts coming up here. Yeah, we see her move upstairs, ready for the possible interview. We should actually start calling that every time.
The Sojung moment.
Yeah.
This is the most important moment of tonight for Hero. If Hero does not rally, like he just glanced out of his booth, saw Sojung walk over to the desk. He's like, oh crap, it's
like,
worse than I thought.
Oh shit, Sojung's moving up there. She's given up on me so far.
He's like, I'll show her. Battle's back, the greatest PVT we've ever seen.
That's right. That's actually a really good point.
As he starts to fight back strongly, Sojung quietly withdraws from the desk.
That's right, going back downstairs, defeating Sojung, casting her away to floor 1 down there. Okay, we have another engagement. Got to be careful here. Those Stalkers are not going to fare well against Concussive Shell. Even if they are blinking away, they're still slowed down, so Terran can still catch up and do a good amount of damage to him.
Good amount of Colossi out right now. He's got those 3. Just killed a Stalker.
Yeah. Those are little Stalker bones right there.
Yeah, that was definitely quite a
That's his little Stalker skeleton.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did he get Thermal Lance? I was too busy having fun.
We'll know in the next attack, but I actually did not see either. I was too busy looking into your soft doe eyes.
He clicked on it, but we don't see the upgrades in this mode, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure. Doing a good job here against Hero.
Second Robo on the way. We do have Vikings coming out.
Possibly a massive drop.
Yeah, again, ready for it. And, you know, we don't really have him too prepared.
Hey,
I guess
here we
he does
go.
have some pylons, but 4 medevacs will make quick work of that, and the Mothership Core as well.
We have more Warpins coming in, but so many pylons here. Actually, overall, that was... that didn't actually help that much.
Yeah, I liked it because it drew the army back and got rid of the Mothership Core. So the next time he does it, it's a little bit stronger. But I do like the fact that we have Dark Templar tech out on the map right now. He's doing a little bit of Dark Templar harassment over here, which is always annoying as the game gets later for Terran. But also, that's going to help him defend against drops as well.
Nice DT over here. With 4 kills so far, you see Dream suddenly realize that that's actually over there doing some damage. So he decides to retreat. Scan here. Hero doing a decent job, keeping Terran busy. Protoss certainly not in a tremendous lead, though. It's still pretty neck and neck right now. In fact, yeah, let's see what happens from here on out. been a very close game.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more scared for Dream in the latter part of this game. Hero just gets bigger and bigger. You know, some players, they're really strong in early and mid-game, but they kind of fizzle out in the late game. But Hero is the opposite of that. The longer the game goes, the more advantages he seems to garner.
Yeah, he's pretty solid throughout, and looking pretty decent right now. We do have slightly higher army supply here for Dream, but let's see how Hero gets to do it.
He's going to push in. This is a really good arc right now for Terran, but so many Colossi here. A blink forward, and now he starts to micro back.
Now,
oh my God, he's coming from all the different sides.
Yeah, this flank doing a great job there, and he's picking off a lot of these Colossi at the moment. So many Marauders mixed in. In fact, even Vikings coming over. Always got to be careful not to get... Oh! Good split. Doesn't have that many units left, but mostly Blink Stalkers left over. You might want to turn around and run. Now, yeah, I'm totally fine with Hero doing that attack. The only slightly weird part about that is he had just killed the SCVs. He had just done some harassment damage, so I normally like to see a player wait just a little bit.
Yeah, pull out a stronger lead.
Yeah, just be like, okay, let's let your lack of SCVs, the little bit of harassment damage I did to you, let's let that build in a bit more. But it was a pretty solid attack. That flank by Dream, really, really important there.
Oh, almost. You can see a split-second decision there. He tried to actually gun down the Disruptor.
Getting some better hits now, blinking forward. These Vikings not really worth a damn right now, trying to back up. Once you land, Vikings.
And Stimming coming forward once again. Now, the other story that's going on in this game is that Protoss has the center left. So as this continues, Protoss is going to mine more resources. And actually, in supplies, it's 92 to 138, excuse me.
Yeah, quite a lead for Hero here. He's even starting his Colossus up once again, that production. We do have Liberators on the way for Dream, but you're quite right. Without a fourth base, he's in a really, really tough spot.
Yeah, he's going to try to come forward now. We have a good defensive position, though, over here. He actually guns down one of those observers as well. Nice job, actually takes out that Disruptor.
That was a nice snipe.
Hero's got to be careful, because this is how he lost last time, was he actually overextended and attacked when he didn't need to. I mean, just to put it in perspective, guys, 3-base versus 4-base, you're not really that pressed as Protoss to try to kill Terran. You're mostly trying to just make Terran figure out what to do next, and then you respond from there.
And in fact, I mean, if Terran has like a up-a-hill Liberators in siege mode, you're pretty much not going to kill him anyways, so
yeah,
don't be wasting too many units trying to do so. Now we do have Dream moving out. See what he can get done here. I'm not sure exactly. Okay, 4 Liberators. So if he can get up into a siege position, maybe he can get something done, but I believe we have 4 Colossus out already. So I'm thinking Hero's army is going to be a little bit too strong for this.
Yeah, especially if he shaves off those medevacs like that.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
Oh! Ooh. Damn.
Well, some Liberators are being set up. A blink over by the Stalkers, trying to pick them off. Another Disruptor Bomb actually kills quite a few units, and I think that's going to be just about it for him.
Yeah, especially because these Liberators can't actually escape. Well, hold on. He actually doesn't have any more Stalkers.
Yeah, he actually just lost basically everything there, walking through those liberation zones without any Stalkers.
This is a good
my God!
And Hero, no!
Yeah, he is pretty out of position right there, but we do have Stalkers coming down. Ends up saving 3 of the Colossi. Better than I thought he would do right there.
Hero getting a little bit nervous every time I see him in a battle here. Okay, he takes out another Colossi. This is kind of an odd retreating army that we see here. There it is, GG Dream runs out of gas, and that'll bring us into game number 3. Hero definitely happy to win that.
And all right.
Sojung.
It's not time yet,
It's not time yet, Sojung. We have one more game. Hero saw Sojung come up and knew that he had to win that game, prove Sojung wrong. So Sojung will go back downstairs.
She'll return to the waiting room to wait for someone to lose. Not for someone to win, but for someone to lose.
Yes, well said. I wouldn't be too shaken by that if I was Dream. I do wonder if Dream might do some kind of all-in or some kind of cheese, because Hero seems to have, turned this around actually and is playing a little bit more clean. And when they're both playing clean, then they both, it seems like Hero just basically wins in the end. He just is always ahead in bases, always ahead in production.
Next map is actually Orbital Shipyard. So if I could make a little bit of a prediction, I think what we'll see out of Dream here is kind of like what he did against Seed. Lots of multi-pronged harassment. I expect it to look very much like what he did against Seed. I think it was solid, strong play for the map.
Okay.
What will Hero do? He's been mixing it up a little bit.
I
He's
don't
not a
think
one-trick
Hero
pony.
proxies. I don't think he cheeses. I think he plays a pretty normal game.
Okay, how about this? Will he go Robo or Oracle?
Robo.
Robo, I think so too.
Wait, Robo or Oracle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.